Hello everybody, and thank you for coming back to the channel, to this build of the Havilland Mosquito. Before I go into the new topic, just to share with you that I've put in here some planking on the leading edges. I hadn't done it before, so that's done. It makes it very solid. And on this episode I'm going to be focusing on building the tail surfaces. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to build the stabilizer and the elevator. It's an interesting build because it's completely split, but I want to try to do it in one piece. And here on the plan, even if it's a free flight model, it's already indicated what are the places to actually split the elevator, which is good. I'm going to try to be as true to it as I possibly can, and I still have to figure out how I'm going to be doing the hinging and how I'm going to keep the elevator from, let's say, moving in the proper way. So that's going to be the first challenge. I've already started to do a little bit. The first thing, as before, was to do a lot of tracing. Actually, I have here, these are the ribs for the elevator and for the stabilizer. So it's two of each, and I'll be building it together. So let's see how it goes. As I say, a lot of tracing for the moment. I have to do a bit more of tracing, and then I'll start to put it together somehow on the plan, but without the plan, because it's not a flat element, and then see how I can manage to do then the hinges, which is going to be the interesting part. And here's a little update. So far I've managed to build the stabilizer and the elevator. I was thinking if to put the hinges as I did in the ailerons, but I decided to go with a different structure, which is maybe a bit more complicated, I think more realistic, but I'd never done it, so I wanted to try that. So at the moment it's just being held by pins. I have to think how I put it, but yeah, it does seem to move. It's difficult to do this one handed. Let's see if you can see it. So it goes up and it goes down. Let's see, up and down, up and down. So I'll probably put then maybe the small nails or small pins, and that will eventually sit somewhere here, so like this. So let's see how that will go. Looks good, at least I think it looks good. The next step will be to build the rudder and there it is, to build the rudder. It's also split. I have to see how I'm going to do this one, because what I would like to do, I would like to actually connect it to the tail wheel, so that when I turn the rudder, that also the tail wheel will connect. It's not in the plan in any clear way. It might be there, but it's not really clear. So I have to see how I'm going to do that. So probably I'll build it, and then it's going to have to go through the elevator, at least the wire, something goes through the elevator and then out into the open to the tail wheel. So a bit complex there, but I'll start anyhow. I'll start with the building of it and then see how I manage to do that. So I'll keep you posted. So this is what I've been up to for the last few days, maybe a week, I'm not sure. I managed to build the rudder and the stabilizer and elevator. Let's see if I take it out of here without damaging anything. There it goes, and some pieces also to hold them in place. I've used two different ways of connecting the hinges. As I was mentioning, this one I've got two nails holding it, which I might then change, and this hinge is somehow here at the end, and it has quite a good movement, I think, like both up and down, so I hope it's going to be enough. And then on the rudder, actually I used the same method as on the aileron, just with the two plastic hinges that are very difficult to focus on, because it's with a nail it wouldn't work so well, and I think it's also good enough. It's interesting to see here that the movable part, let's say the rudder, is actually bigger than the fin itself. And I've also, let's say, drafted the design for the tail wheel holder. I've done it out of a paper clip, and then I don't think this will hold, so I'll probably have to do it with proper wire then later, but it's not drawn, of course, so I had to create it on my own. What I did here, if you see this thing sticking out, what I intend to do is to make that the control horn actually, and that, because that will then also connect My plan is then to put it in somehow like this into the rudder, and that the control rod will move the tail wheel, and with the tail wheel that I move also the rudder, actually the other way around, like this, and then this will move also then that the rudder. So that's a plan. I'm not going to glue anything in placing now because there might be still some things, some minor adjustments that are needed, but in overall I think it looks good. I have to admit also that Mr. de Havilland that designed all these things, it does look quite good, the whole design, the whole rounded area. So I think it looks good, and let's see if actually I manage to glue them in place and then they have enough throw and enough control if it's in there. My worry still at the moment is weight, because I do have the feeling that it's going to be very tail heavy, so I'm not sure exactly how I'll compensate that, probably with a lot of weight in the nose, and a lot of weight is not really good, but we'll see how it goes. So fun construction, not complicated I have to say, like as it was drawn already on the plan, at least the lines, it was okay. Yes, some work, of course, ribs like a wing actually. So it's kind of like the main wing of some smaller models, or it's almost as big as this, or almost as small as this, I'm not sure. And that's it. So I'm not sure what the next steps will be. I have to give it some thought what it will be. I'll probably unstick it, unglue it, or unpin it from the plan and start to work on the lower part. And I'll be doing also some more sanding. I have done some sanding on this, probably do some more. I typically do the sanding in more let's say sessions. I don't do it all at once. I come back to it and see if it's enough or not. And I probably have to do some sanding also on the main wings, as I haven't done much there yet, and take it from there. So thank you everybody for watching. As always, leave me some comments if you think I can do anything better, and like it if you like it, subscribe if you want to see the next chapters also, and looking forward to more. Thank you.